Right. Here we are in part 3 of our Limitless Fortune Orbital Trader and Investment playthrough. If you recall, we just bought a brand new ship, the Ganymede Series A. We've had it for almost a year. We're starting to build up some pretty good equity in it. We can see that we've about a little over $500,000 left on our mortgage. And over the course of the entire 15-year mortgage, we'd expect to pay about $210,000 in interest. So we can see here on the payment schedule that about each month we're making about $2,200 in equity on this ship. Right now we're at Earth, so I remember that Earth makes a lot of fresh food. There's a shortage of hydrogen on Pluto. Man, there's always events on Pluto. All right, so we're gonna make some fresh food. We're gonna pick up some fresh food, and then where should we take it? Is there anywhere we haven't really been visiting yet? I did like the Mercury journey, so let's pop over to Mercury, sell the fresh food, pick up some nanoprocessors. I'm not expecting to make much money. Oh, our stock's been doing really well. I'm not expecting to make much money on this particular leg of the run, so we'll sell our fresh food. We have about 2,000 kilograms, and we're actually losing money on it. All right, this was not a good move. So we lost $5,000. In addition to the $20,000 that we spent just keeping the ship running when coming over here. All right, well, let's pick up some nanoprocessors at $40 a kilogram. Fly these back to Earth. Yep. Engage. Pretty short little flight at least. Okay, another $20,000 just in operating costs. So let's hope that we can do better than that in our profit. Okay, we're doing quite a lot better than that. So we bought these at 40 a kilogram. We're selling them at 74, making 65K just on this one transaction. That's looking really good. All right, let's think about getting back out into the outer system. So if I look at going to, let's look at Jupiter again. So maybe I should pop over to Mars, pick up Medgel, then go over to Venus, sell the Medgel, buy algae, then go back to Jupiter. And then pick up fresh food at Jupiter and go to Saturn. Let's see how that works. So I think I'm going to go to, yeah, I'm going to go to Mars. So I know Mars imports spices. Earth doesn't really have great prices on spices because Earth doesn't export spices. I'm going to buy a few just to see if I can recoup my costs just to fly over there. Short little trip here. Okay, $31,000. So we'll sell our spices. Oh, another terrible trade. This has not been going well. All right, we're gonna buy Medgel. Medgel is gonna for sure make us some money here. So we're buying at 43. What's my cargo hold? Okay. And then we're gonna go to Venus. Gonna go to Venus, sell the Medgel, and then buy some algae. Then go pretty far out there. Go to Jupiter. Okay. Going to the goods market, selling this Medgel. Whoa, this is the best. This is the best trade we've ever done. 150K profit. This is just this one trade. Wow. Okay, that's great. So we're at 211K, and we can see that our net worth is about $500,000 now. So we have almost $1 million in assets. If we go down, we can see that our spaceship's worth about $700,000, and we have about $270,000 in cash and stocks and bonds. It's looking pretty good. And we can see down here that we have our ship mortgage is a liability. It's $500,000 that we're going to have to pay off, but it's something we're definitely going to be able to do. So Venus makes algae, and there's high altitude algae farms. And then the people of Jupiter, which is only 4 months away, fantastic. You can see how close they are on the map. So the people of Jupiter need this algae. Well, the people of the moons of Jupiter need the algae. So $20,000 in expenses. Not too much movement in stocks and bonds. Let's pop over to the goods market. Sell the algae. So we have a really good margin here. Wow. So algae's worth $84 a kilogram. Then, wow. Algae's worth a lot more than fresh food. It's crazy. And then we're gonna pick up some. What was our plan here? So we're gonna pick up some fresh food and then fly to Saturn. Okay. That's good. Fresh food is really cheap right now. We know that that's going to be a good trade at Saturn. So Saturn, Saturn is 13 months away. Really far. Let's do it anyways. It's been a while since we've been to Saturn. Oop. Another 6 months in space. Almost there. All right. Here we are at Saturn. It costs us $70,000 just to keep the ship running all that time. All right. Here at Saturn, we're going to sell all this fresh food. Great. Okay. So we're definitely covering our expenses here, staying with a $121,000 profit. This is great. I wonder why that keeps showing up. So, I mean, we're coming up on $1 million in total trade income for our entire career, which is really fantastic. We're also seeing that our stocks are not at the all-time high, but they've been doing okay for us. I think it's maybe time for me to buy a little more. I'm gonna just buy another. I'm gonna buy $30,000 worth of stocks, and I'm gonna buy $14,000 worth of bonds. Then now that we're at Saturn, we can buy some nano processors. So nano processors are selling for 35 here. Completely full up on nano processors now. Our inventory value is about $67,000. So let's go back to Earth and sell these nano processors. It's only 6 months, not too far. I'm starting to think about buying another ship. Okay, $31,000 in recurring expenses. That's what we've got to cover in our profit here. Okay, we're making 60, so we made 30 in this run. Pretty good. So we have $300,000 in cash, and we have $265,000 in equity. So we can definitely start thinking about upgrading our ship. And mortgage rates are pretty low. So on Earth, there's ships that are like not great, and there's ships that are too great. I think that I'm interested in the upgrade on the current ship. So I have the Ganymede Series A. I think I'm going to go back to Jupiter, pick up a Ganymede Series C, which is the next step up in the model line. So what can I bring to Jupiter? Jupiter wants algae. Maybe I should fly to Venus. Maybe I can pick up some med gel here. I don't know how much they really want it at, or how good the price is going to be at Venus. I'm just gonna fill up on med gel, fly to Venus, sell it there, pick up some algae, and then go to Jupiter and buy a new ship. Another nice short 5-month trip. Stocks and bonds not doing well. So I'm gonna go to the goods market. Surplus of med gel at Pluto. Okay. So $76,000 in profit. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Pick up some algae. So we're gonna fill up 100% on algae. It's super cheap right now, $22 a kilogram. And then we're going to fly to Jupiter. It's probably... Oh, it's pretty close. I'm set on going there anyways because I want to buy a new ship there. Okay, coming up. Ooh, the stock market has been doing really badly now. Oof, stock market conditions are very bad. So I can see that my stocks have been losing a lot of their value. It's just 23% in the last month. All right, I'm gonna try not to worry about that. I'm gonna think about having a really long-term outlook on my stocks. And I'm still making money selling this algae here, $100,000. Great. All right. So this Ganymede Series A has served me well for the past 64 months, but let's see what our other options are. Mortgage rates are also really low, 2.6% APR. So we have the Sail Tech. Here's the Ganymede Series A, which is what we own right now. And here's the Series C, which is what I have my eye on. The Series C is the flagship model of the Ganymede Chip Company. Its giant HAB ring provides expansive 1G living space. Another typo there. And then maybe looking forward a few more years, the Ganymede Series G is a specialized heavy industry ship that has only recently been made available for sale to private citizens. 30,000 kilograms of cargo. Fantastic. I'll worry about that one in a little bit. Right now, I'm going to look at buying the Series C here. So the down payment is $270,000, but with the combination of my current cash as well as the equity I have in my old ship, I have $684,000. So this should be no problem. I can't quite just pay it off entirely with cash, which would be nice, but maybe sometime in the future I'll be able to do that. So in addition to our mortgage payment, which is going to be $7,300, the ship is also going to cost $1,800 to keep running, insurance, utilities, and upkeep. I think we can handle that. We still have $400,000 to fill it up. Okay. If we look at our mortgage details here, so we haven't made any payments yet, but we can see that over the course of our mortgage, we're going to end up paying about $200,000 in interest. So that's the downside of not paying cash up front. Now that we're at Jupiter, let's just start thinking about where to go next. So mesoscale chips, those did really badly for us last time. What's close? So closest... so Mars is really close. Mars is only 2 months away. So I'm going to pick up some spice here. Hope that it sells for a higher price than Mars. I'm not going to go all in on it. Because I know Mars imports spice, but Jupiter doesn't really make spice, so the prices aren't necessarily the greatest. Okay, just in 2 months, you spent $20,000 running this giant ship. All right, so there's a surplus of nanoprocessors at Earth. So that means that it's not a good place to go sell nanoprocessors right now. So I don't want to purchase spices. I'm going to sell spices. Making 61,000 on that. That's really good. And then maybe we should do the med gel run again, just to see like how much money we can make in one go with 3,800 kilograms worth of med gel. So the med gel run is to Venus. $36,000 in operating costs. Stock market isn't doing so badly anymore. Let's go down and sell this med gel. Let's see how much we can make. 150 in one go. So that's not crazy. I was hoping that we'd be making more considering how big our cargo hold is, but it's not going to be perfect every time. We've seen the prices of med gel here on Venus be up over $100 a kilogram. We just didn't get that lucky this time. So what should we pick up here? Let's do the algae run again. Oh no, wait! Before we do that, let's go ahead and get this extra system permit so we can go visit the Pluto Tartarus complex. All right. Okay, so we're coming up on the ability to end the game here by retiring. It looks like we're pretty close to the cheapest option here, Enceladus, but I don't really want to retire there. Let's see how much money we end up making after we upgrade our ship a little more. So, what is at Pluto? What do they import at Pluto? Let's check our trade intelligence. Pluto imports the mesoscale chips. Okay. So maybe we should go to. Oh, this is perfect. So I'll buy the algae. I'll go to Jupiter. I'll buy mesoscale chips, and then go to Pluto. Okay, so here at Venus, which exports algae, gonna fill up on algae, and then fly to Jupiter. Only 8 months. Nope. Okay, recurring expenses 73,000. It's getting pretty high. Goods market, algae food. Okay, making 121,000 here. So I'm using a Sandbox Game Center account. So the achievements are showing up extra because they're not registering correctly. Because I'm not using a real Game Center account. I'm using a testing version, since this is a developer version that I'm using here. But the gameplay is exactly the same as it is in the production version. So I was also noticing here that I can't even I can't even spend all my money to fill my cargo hold. So I had a lot of cash sitting around doing nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some stocks, and I'm going to buy some bonds again. So I have all this money that wasn't really being put to work, and now it is. All right. So now that we're here, I'm going to buy mesoscale chips because as we can see here, the Jupiter's strong magnetic field makes mesoscale chip production very cheap. So we're going to buy the mesoscale chips and then take these to Pluto, where they are in high demand. 22 months now. Oh, wow, that's really far. It almost couldn't be farther away. Oh, man. I'm already in debt from buying those chips. So by the time it's 22 months passes, I'm going to have just way too much debt. I really have to reconsider this. I'm going to go back and sell these chips. So, fortunately, I can sell them at market cost here since I haven't traveled anywhere. So, Asteroid Belt Central Refinery is only 1 month away. They need hydrogen. I can buy some hydrogen and go over there. Are there any planets closer to Pluto? If I can go to Neptune, make some money on the way to Neptune, then go to Pluto, that would make sense. I can see here that Neptune is like about halfway to Pluto. It's 14 months instead of 22 months. So Neptune wants aluminum because there are shipyards on Neptune. But I'm in a really bad position here. It costs me so much money to run the ship that I really need to make money on all my runs. I think I need to go do another one of these guaranteed short runs, just to get my head a little further above water. So even Mars is kind of far. I'm in a really bad position here. Mercury. Okay, Mercury is only 5 months. Mercury imports. I think they import hydrogen and export nanoprocessors. So, all right, I'm going to buy hydrogen here and then take it to Mercury. I'm going to buy $90,000 worth. It's going to cost me a fair amount of money just to get to Mercury. Okay, 5 months to get to Mercury. Okay, it costs $50,000. All right, so I'm not in debt, but it's cutting it pretty close there. I only have 11,000 left. Oh, I'm gonna sell hydrogen. Okay, so we're making $9,000 here. That's good. Making some profit. And then here at Mercury, we are going to buy nanoprocessors since they manufacture them here. And then we're going to take them to Earth. So I saw earlier that there was a surplus of nanoprocessors on Earth, which would have made it a less lucrative place to take them. But now that that's over and there's an algae food surplus on the Asteroid Belt Refinery, I don't have to worry about that. So Earth is 3 months. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, $27,000 in expenses here. So let's sell these nanoprocessors. Let's see how we're doing. $220,000. All right, that's our best trade ever. That's great. I'm gonna execute that sale. I really still like to get to Pluto, but it really is just it's like 18 months from Earth right now. What if I go to Uranus first? So I go to Uranus and then I go to Pluto. What does Uranus import? I don't think we've been there yet. Uranus imports spices and exports hydrogen. All right. Well, my plan here is I'm going to buy some spices because I know that they're importing spices, but I don't know if the price is definitely going to be good. So we're going to buy $140,000 worth of spices. And then also we know that everywhere buys some fresh food, but that's usually cheapest on Earth. So I'm going to fill up on fresh food here, fill the rest of my cargo hold with food. So now if I look at my cargo hold, I can see that I have fresh food and spices. Spices are worth a lot more, but I'm not sure about either of these trades here. But let's set sail for Uranus. I don't know why that's happening. So that's about as close as Uranus is going to get to the inner system. All right. So we need to make at least $80,000 on this trade in order for this trip to have been worth it by itself. Let's see how this goes. Oh, so Uranus 777 Taurus. 777 Taurus is the system's newest major space station and is the largest casino ever constructed. The high-rolling patrons of this station demand lots of recreational spices. So we have some recreational spices on us. Let's see how this goes. All right. Okay, $43,000 just from the spices. That's about half of our operating costs. And then if I go down and sell the fresh food, $50,000. All right. So we didn't really make any money here, but we didn't lose it either. So if I look at the navigation, I can see that Pluto's still pretty far. It's 14 months away, but we're not really going to be able to get closer than that. At least I have enough money that I won't be going into debt on this one little transit. So Pluto takes mesoscale chips. It made more sense to buy the mesoscale chips at Jupiter, but Jupiter is so much farther away. All right, I'm going to buy the mesoscale chips here. $70 each, so yeah, $270,000 worth to fill up. $77,000 in cash to get us to Pluto. So I'm going to go into debt actually here, but I think that it's going to be worth it. And if I'm in a really dangerous situation with acquiring too much debt, I can sell some of my stocks and bonds and cover it. So 5 months to Pluto, 4, 3, almost there. Whew. Okay, that cost me more than I thought. $130,000 in recurring expenses on this trip. Stocks and bonds have done really well, so I think overall our position's good, but it's just like it's really a shame to have to pay 26% interest on this $31,000 of debt we have here. All right, so here we are, first time at the Pluto Tartarus complex. No trader knows what lies beneath the surface, but the small, mysterious facility on Pluto is the system's only producer of spices. The taciturn locals are eager to buy mesoscale chips for high prices, but first you have to make it there. And we made it here. Okay. We have our mesoscale chips. We're selling them for $102,000. Okay, so we're basically breaking even on this trip here. But spices. I see spices are only $50 a kilogram here. We can load up on these. And then Mars is the number one importer of spices. Uranus also imports spices, but I remember seeing that the prices on Mars have seemed to be consistently a little bit better. Navigation? Well, we can actually see. So Mars is 17 months and Uranus is 14 months away. And once we're at Mars, we have a lot better options to trade at other places. So we're gonna go to Mars for this quick little stopover on Pluto, the dwarf planet. 1 year left in deep space. Let's see if we have any encounters here. Pretty quiet. Almost there. All right, $150,000 to keep this ship running. Let's get out of here. I did see though that because we have so many stocks and bonds now, just the interest and dividends that, or the dividends and the coupon payments that they're generating are actually becoming pretty significant for us. I'll point that out next time we travel. So here we are, huge boatload of spices. Ah, that's beautiful. That's almost a whole ship's worth of money right there. $440,000 to execute that sale. Beautiful. All right. So I'm gonna pause here for the end of part 3, and then looking forward to part 4. I'm really excited to buy an even bigger ship and start moving into the late game, and hopefully buying a residency permit at one of these sexy locations pretty soon. All right. Thanks.